Drop the 7 in the comment for me. Peace and blessing to the chosen. All praise to the Most High, the creator of the heavens, the earth, and everything that's in them. Always, that's how we kick the door in. Drop the 7 in the comment for me. Let me know the audio coming in clearly. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessing to y'all. Shalom, shalom, agua. Shalom, peace and blessing to the family, man. Peace and blessing to the true troops, the righteous rebels. Yeah, man. Drop them 7s for me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. The Most High is good, man. The Most High is worthy to be praised. Definitely to be magnified, man. Everybody who gonna tune in later on. Man, this channel is for the flag planted in the ground, man, on the earth to glorify the Creator, man. You can stop by anytime, no matter who you is, no matter what you want, you gonna learn something. And it ain't gonna come from me, it's gonna come from the Most High. So whoever, which is for today's subject matter, you know, the inspiration for the messages always come from an experience, and I always attempt to allow whatever the experience is, you know what I mean, to try to be completely out of my spirit before I speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Be certain stuff that offend me, and I won't speak on it until I'm at peace, because I don't want to speak or teach or have a message centered around about how I feel. How I feel get put on the back burner for the flock. I mean, for the body, to edify everybody as a whole. Yes, indeed, I'll pray to the Most High. So, but as I pray through the week, asking the Most High, and even on the day of the message, I'm constantly asking the Most High, like, what's the word? What is it that we need to hear? And usually how that comes about is through the experiences where I might have a second witness to a certain situation, something being said, something being done. You know what I mean? Somebody bringing something to me that I was on in meditation about. They don't even know I asked the Most High about that. You know what I'm saying? Then they get to talking on it. So there'd be a green light for me. Francine Hawkins, all praise to the Most High. I'm glad you got it. Yeah. These folks stealing soap, family. So you ain't ordered none of this soap. Look, they stealing it. But anyhow, so something that came up years ago, having a conversation, you know what I mean, with a brother, and he was saying that he was a believer. And many people say that they are believers. You know what I'm saying? That we talking about believing in the Most High. What we gonna speak on, or what's gonna be talked about tonight, largely, is one of the main reasons, one of the key reasons, is so many non-believers in the world. And that thing is reading the Most High's word, the necessity of reading it. Of course, we got the gainsayers, the naysayers, those who just outright hate the Most High, who will say, well, we don't care to read the Bible, we don't need it because it's been tampered with. Of course, we got that, you know what I'm saying? But on a greater scale, just on the one banner of why it's important to read, to be able to discern. You know what I mean? So I'm talking with the children today even, and I asked the question, like, you know, and pertains to how do we know we serving the Most High? You know what I'm saying? And it come out to say, well, he'll talk to us. You know what I'm saying? He'll show us things. And the Most High will talk to you. He will show you something. But that ain't where the line get drawn, and that's the end of the race. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about, because that's a question for a lot of people in today's time too. They saying, well, I read the Bible and I see God, or the Most High. He was talking to people then. Why he don't talk to us like that no more? We'll get there too. You know what I mean? These different questions that people have, if they not answered, or a lot of time would turn a person over to being a non-believer. And it ain't just to say that it's an excuse for somebody, because plenty of people looking for reasons not to believe anyway. We ain't talking about that. But we dealing with people who really concerned for you got a genuine desire to understand the Most High, the Creator, not the universe, the one who created the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you'll be able to get that comprehension, and that come about like this. So we'll kick the door in with this. Psalm 119. I'm gonna start it out with this right here. My peace and blessing to the chosen, everybody over YouTube, everybody over IG, everybody over Facebook. I tried to get it up for TikTok. TikTok saying that they try to give me to download something for Windows, but I don't have a Windows. So I have to figure that out later. Probably have to go live on TikTok off a phone or something. But as far as this desktop, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Not to my knowledge right now. And just to, even before we jump into this, this saints, you know what I'm saying? True, righteous rebels, children of the light. Man, look, man, keep blasting that truth. Man, keep standing on that business about the Most High, man. Keep on letting these folks know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part of our purpose, man. Our purpose is to be, you know what I'm saying, that insider, ensample, that example, that voice, you know what I'm saying, that is going to speak righteousness in a world where evil get promoted and patted on the back and awarded. You know what I'm saying? And I know we get tired. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get to ask like, man, how long? I be asking it. Like, man, how long must I endure this? You know what I mean? But we gonna be here because the Most High, just like the Most High blessing my soul with in my study. Reading that second Edra, he got a set time, man. And he ain't gonna change his time, y'all. He ain't gonna change it from what he pronounced when it's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen. He said he likened it to a ring. So that means it's gonna be where it's at, it's gonna be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, stay on your 10 toes, man. You know what I mean? Don't be too discouraged. Refresh and renew as you need to, man. But we gonna battle till it's over, bro. But Psalm 119, yeah, man, Shalom, man. Shabbat Shalom to you, Saint. Or Psalm 119, though. Psalm 119. Let's see. What do I want from here? Let's see. Through thy precepts, I get understanding, man. Let's see something. Hold on. So, yeah, I'm taking my time tonight. I really am. I'm taking my time, family. I really was saying, too, I'm like, man, you know what? I might not even just really construct a full message. I'm just going to come on and let y'all study with me the way I study. You know what I'm saying? Go through the book, read, go find that part, go back, highlight this. You know what I'm saying? Because we in an hour with so much going on, you really can't just talk about a single subject. You know what I'm saying? So try to compile all these things at once and cover a bunch of ground. Let me see. Yes, indeed. 104. Psalm 119, 104. Psalm 119, 104, it say, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. So we're going because a lot of people, they don't have the understanding. They won't see the understanding because they not obeying what the Most High said in the first place. But how is it the people going to know what the Most High said if they not reading? So let's go here. Exodus 31. Exodus 31, family. So right now, if you highlight this video, it's like we're going to call this portion about discernment through reading. The importance of reading. Because there's a lot of people getting swindled out of their soul because they haven't read. You got people believing that the Most High love everybody. You got people believing that we all God's children. And both of those is false. When you read the book, we got to have something to weigh it up against, something to filter what's being said by society and people who got their own opinion on the Most High. We got to have something to filter it through so that we'll be able to discern the voice that I'm hearing. When I'm hearing this voice that's telling me something, is this voice the Most High voice? Or is this Satan voice? Is this just my own opinion? We got to be able to filter it out to be able to tell whose voice it is. Many people you hear that say, well, we don't need the Bible. It's no need for me to read. It's not a necessity. It's not majorly important. You will find out them folks don't even keep no type of commandment. You know what I'm saying? But the book telling me through your commandments, by doing what you said, you're going to give me more understanding. You know what I mean? So the more time we spend with the Most High, more time we sup with him and apply what his words say, you're going to get a sharper understanding. But like the book also tells, the one that's occupied in evil, he's always occupied in evil, can't no good come to that person. All right, the Most High, he gonna better get his voice through to you clearly because you too polluted. You too polluted with the evil. You too drunk off the ways of the world. You too intoxicated with the trends of society. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on a lot of time. Exodus 31:12. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses. It said the Most High spake. So without reading and comprehending, a lot of people say, well, that's a Mosaic law. That's what Moses said. The Old Testament, we ain't got to deal with the Old Testament no more because that's Moses. Lacking reading. Because they haven't read. This ain't what Moses said. The Most High, Moses is repeating what the Most High told him to say. Hey, go tell them folks this. They're just like if you tell, let's just say we got siblings. You in your room, pops and mama in the room. And, hey, come here, boy, come here, girl. Hey, go tell them I said, cut that AC on for me. You might be too short, so you go and tell your older brother, your older son, hey, mom, pop said cut the AC on. Then they get mad. Man, get out my face, man. Get the going off on you. I ain't finna do that. When they say they gonna reject that commandment given, they didn't reject the messenger. They rejected pops or mom who told the messenger, go tell them to cut the AC on. It's the same flavor with the Most High family. So the people believing that, well, this is of Moses. Now, before Moses existed, he already set aside the Sabbath day. That's in Genesis 2. All right, but it says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Most High that do sanctify you. So we got people who saying that they believers, they believe in God. They love God. They got their own relationship with God. This is the way they talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But these people, listen, they saying, well, we don't need the scripture, but the scripture is telling me, man, the Sabbath is a sign to keep the Sabbath holy between us and him. The Creator said, because you got different gods. Satan ain't going to tell you keep the Sabbath. Buddha ain't going to tell you keep the Sabbath. These other false gods, Zeus ain't going to tell you keep the Sabbath, bro. None of the Egyptian, the 600 or thousands of gods that the Egyptians had, they ain't going to tell you keep no Sabbath. And so just like that, for the lack of reading, the people here, they believe in what was said instead of what was read. So then the people get to say, oh man, yeah, the Bible is plagiarized and all that. We talked about that a little bit. But many people accept those adages that's presented by these people who have not studied this book because they themselves haven't read it. So now when we understand the Most High saying, man, speaking to them, let them know, keep the Sabbath. It's a sign between us and it's a sign between me and them so that they'll know they serving the one true God, not the universe, but the one who made the universe. All right, so we keep that. All right, let's go here. Matthew 7. Let's go to Matthew 7, family. Matthew 7. So if you saying you a believer and you ain't reading this, then you won't know the importance of the Sabbath as what hit my eardrum. You know what I'm saying? Fella said, man, God don't care nothing about no holidays. And I ain't making no slight at the brother. I just understand this. If it's one, it's many. You know what I'm saying? I done dealt with this spirit years ago. So seeing it, I feel that it's important because we are a stiff-necked people. We are a hard-hearted, rebellious people. You know what I'm saying? And within it, the enemy understands programming. This is why when you watch TV, you on YouTube and you surfing, and you keep seeing these same ads and advertisements over and over and over. Because say, no, I can't just tell them to try to do wrong once. I got to keep rolling it out. I got to keep it cyclical. Keep it on, make it a cycle. So the more they gonna keep seeing it to eventually they be like, all right, well, let me check this out. You keep hearing it so much, you hear that lie so much, you get to believing it. Yeah, man. So the importance of reading, it helps us to be able to discern, man, between the voice of the enemy and the voice of the Most High, and then our own voices of our own opinion. And just because it makes sense don't make it right. Just because it makes sense don't make it true. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be able to take everything back to the Most High. Matthew 7 though. It says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. So as a believer, I'm not, listen, everybody got their own persuasion. I'm only speaking in regards for those who got an ear for the Most High. Those who want to know, who got a thirst after righteousness. That's who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? Anybody else in the audience, and you get this word, all praise to the Most High. You know what I mean? But if I was too concerned about everybody, I would drain myself dry where I would be no good. So I'm letting y'all know. For believers, if you saying you believe, if you saying you a Christian, you saying you believe in God, you saying you believe in righteousness, when you hear this, it ought to hit your spirit like, hold up. He said, everybody that say, Lord, Lord, ain't going into the kingdom. Why is that? Now we got to ask ourselves, okay, well, if they reverencing him to have the authority over them, why they not going in? Verse 22. It says, many will say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? So these people feel like and believe they've been operating under the unction of the Holy Spirit. They said, man, we cast demons out in your name. We did many wonderful works in your name, Master. Verse 23, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So if now we got to, listen, you got to check your spirit. My soul on the line. As a man told me before, it don't take all that studying. Man, hold on, bro. You must not be serious about your soul then, bro. I'm trying to see what's really going on. I'm finna go read it. So if we saying we believers, this is what the concern comes. Whereas so many people, we focusing on the external thing, man. We got to be checking ourselves. So he said, I never knew you. So now we got to ask the question, well, how do I know him? Because listen, you hearing this voice that's telling you to do this, that, and the third. Satan's voice is not going to always tell you to do something that seems to be violent. He'll tell you something that seems harmless. Like, come as you are. Like, God love everybody. Like, it's only a such thing as heaven. Hell don't exist. These are the things I heard over the years. Encountering different people and different spirits. The devil telling these folks, my hell ain't real, but heaven is. What kind of balance is that when the book telling me he's a God of knowledge and by him actions are weighed? He's a God of equity. So he makes sun and the moon and light and darkness, but he make this place of preservation for the good people, but he ain't make no place of preservation for the evil. But see, if we ain't reading, that's gonna listen, you ain't gonna be able to discern their voice. It's gonna sound good. You gonna think, oh man, hey, God said that was good, but the whole time that ain't the Most High talking to you. You hearing something from another Christ. So the question is, right here, it say, depart from me, I never knew you, you workers of iniquity. So how do we know him? Let's go to 1 John, man. 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2. Write these down, highlight them in your books. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. So we got to understand that. We got to understand what the book's saying. 1 John 2, verse 3. It says, and hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. If we keep his commandments. So just like, because the lack of reading, you got a lot of people, they go against the Messiah, Hamashiach. They say, no, he tried to come and overdo, like the Pharisees. They believing that the Son of the living power is contending with the Father. And he ain't. No, he telling you, like, look, hold up. You heard that it was said, you know what I mean, don't be dealing with nobody else's spouse. I'm telling you, if you even look on somebody else's spouse, you in danger. He like, I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit, like Talk Heavy say. Like Lil C say, he tighten it up a little bit. Like, yeah, man, I ain't come to do away with the law, man. But if we not reading it, we just believing what was said and not what was read, you're going to get carried away with the foolishness, man. Remember, the master said, man, in the last times, they asked him, how we know you finna touch down again, King? First thing he tell him, he said, look, man, take heed that no man deceive you. Letting you know that in these last hours, man, there's going to be a lot of deception. It's a lot of voices in the world, and all those voices ain't coming from the Most High, man. This is what we got to understand. So as a believer, yeah, we got the luxury to have the scriptures, and I'm not saying that you can that you just need to 100%, all you need is the book. No, you got to have the book and the application of it. So when you ain't got that book, it's the praying and the fasting and the works of charity. It's the recalling of what you read. Because you got people who they all about the book. They Pharisees, though. They so on point to where they say, hold on, you can't break the Sabbath. Hold on, why you picking that corn? Then he got to tell him, hold on, bro, you so hooked on the Shabbat and thinking I'm breaking the Shabbat. You must ain't read. What the priests in the temple, they eat the bread. What they making a fire. You know what I'm saying? They got to light the incense for the Most High. You must ain't read that part. You must ain't read where David went into the temple and he ate the bread that was only due to the priests. It was mercy given even in that hour. So you got people, you got to have the Holy Spirit guiding you, man. And many ain't going to receive and can't receive the Holy Spirit because they caught up and they dwelling in and they love to be in the puke, the vomit, the sin and the evil. They love it. So the Most High, like, I'm going to leave them to where they at. No, you got to be clean, bro. Clean yourself up. This is the importance of discipline. This is what the commandments do. Let's go back. Oh, look, matter of fact, before I go there, 1 John 2 and 4 says, he that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So now when we running these verses together from Matthew 7 and 23, where the master say, look, I never knew you. The believer then asks him or herself when they read it to say, well, how do I know the Most High? How do I know the master? Here it is in the book. Through thy precepts, I get understanding. So now let's go back to Psalm 119. Let's go back to Psalm 119. Let's go back there. through reading, I've come to understand this is the longest book. Well, it got the most verses out of Psalm, at least. Psalm 119. Watch what this say. Verse 9. Psalm 119, verse 9. But see, this type of information comes about through reading, through praying, asking the Most High, not for the interpretation of it of what Paisley wanted to say, not what YouTube want me to say, and IG and everybody else. Now, Father, when I read your word, I want to understand it for how you intended for it to be written, understood and comprehended, according to the Holy Spirit that moved the authors. All right, Psalm 119, verse 9 says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. So we got to take heed to his word, and it's in the book. So some would say, this is another thing. They say, well, because again, what was said will hit my eardrum. The Most High don't care nothing about no holidays. That's one way. But another spirit to say, well, I keep the holidays and the holy days. So what shall a believer do about that? What's the understanding on that? How can we discern what kind of spirit is this? Let's go back to Matthew. Matthew chapter 6. This is why the book is important. Discernment through reading. What voice is that? Who is this talking? Who is that talking? And again, that's not to say that the Most High won't speak to people. He will. But you got to understand, he's speaking to us to get us to a certain point where we're supposed to elevate, increase, become more stronger in the spirit, not to be at this level where you complacent. No, we're supposed to continuously be growing, man. Matthew 6 and 24. It says, no man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and mammon. All right, so we can't have two mouths. You can't be saying, well, I'm going to celebrate the holidays, which these things, if you do study, you see that the origins of them is pagan and it ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. So you can't celebrate holidays and holy days. The Most High gave us holy days. As long as I was under G.E. Patterson going to the Temple of Deliverance, even with my cousin being, well, my uncle-in-law being a pastor, I've never heard anything about the Feast of Tabernacles. I ain't never heard nothing about that. I heard about Passover. You know what I'm saying? They had their little trip throughout the week. They go out of town. You know what I'm saying? But nobody never said nothing about the Feast of Tabernacles or the Day of Atonement. Ain't nobody said nothing about Purim or you know what I'm saying, Feast of Unleavened Bread, First Fruits, Memorial Blowing of Trumpets. Ain't nobody said nothing about that, man. You know what I mean? The pastors going through seminary school, they have a curriculum, what they supposed to abide by in teaching the people. So it's stuff that they can't teach us. And they ain't going to teach us unless they say, I'm going against the system. And many ain't going to do that because they want the money. They don't want, they're not in it for the salvation of the souls and the edifying of the body. But yeah, so here it said, no man can serve two masters. And what's going on even now, so many people, Mammon, if you don't know, is the god of fortune. Mammon is the god of prosperity. Mammon is the god of money. And so many people operate and do things according to money. And they believe that, well, God is with me because I'm getting money. Listen, man, Satan will bless you with 20 million as long as you are okay with selling your soul. As long as you're okay with jeopardizing and being immoral. Look at Judas. Judas took them 30 pieces of silver, bro, to cross out the son of the living power. Money don't mean you connected to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it's a bunch of wealthy people who don't know him. But it's wealthy people who do know him. Abraham would be considered a wealthy man. You know what I'm saying? So the love of money is the root of all evil. And here's another point. Because of the lack of reading, you got so many people, that's all they know. They don't spend no time with the Most High, but you will hear them say, yeah, man, oh, yeah, man, you know, the love of money. They'll say, no, the money is the root of all evil. No, it ain't the money, bro. It's the love of it. Because through reading, we find out, he said, money is a defense. He said, wisdom is a defense. He said, money answer all things. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we understand through reading. But if we not reading, then we're going to have a convoluted perception on the Most High and everything else. So it's important that we read, man. Let me jump back to Matthew 4. Matthew chapter 4, verse 1, where I'm starting it. On it. Because I said that, you know, the enemy, Satan, the adversary, or one of these lesser ranked demons or devils are getting people ahead and speak to them. And it'll seem like it's something harmless, but it'll be against the Most High. Verse 1 says, then was Hamashiach led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the living power, command that these stones be made bread. So that seemed harmless, right? Verse 4, look how the master shot back at him. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So people might, hold on, okay, what's up with that? What's so special about that? Imagine if he would have did look who telling him to turn the stones into bread. Satan. We ain't supposed to be lining up and doing none of that Buster say. You know what I'm saying? So if he would have did that, he would have been yielding to a commandment or instruction from the enemy. So he straightened them out. Like, look, no, man, look, bro, man ain't gonna live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. And his word has been placed in this book, been in this book. And some say, yeah, it been tampered with. So you don't believe or think that the Most High inspired his Holy Spirit enough into somebody to be able to comprehend his word, despite what these folks didn't try to do. Nah, he a just power, a just authority. He ain't gonna leave us without it, man. He ain't gonna leave us without comprehension and a guide, despite what the enemy try to do. Let's go to Isaiah 34, though. Isaiah 34. Isaiah chapter 34, man. So the book told us the believers were so serious about their soul, they heard what Paul was teaching or Peter. But these Bereans, they said, look, man, nah, we finna go search the scripture to see if what he talking about for real. Dude could just be saying anything. Let me go look in the book to see if that's really what it say. Let me go check the scrolls. So you got so many people who flood into these churches. They flood online to listen to the televangelists and just listen to them. Bible ain't open in front of them. They don't know. And I'm telling y'all listening to me, man, you need to have your Bible. Bro, you need to have your book ready to see what I'm talking about right. Yeah, so you want to be able to read along so nobody won't swindle you out your soul, because that is the most important reward in the war. Your soul. That's what's on the line, man. That's the condition of the battle. And it's a lot of us who be lazy about our souls. We don't want to do the necessary work to defend ourselves against the wiles of the enemy. We okay with just listening to somebody. Don't just listen to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't depend on and be just feeling like you need to listen to this one man or this one woman. To completely, you want all your answers from that one person. No. Talk to the Most High, man. You yourself. He'll speak to you. He'll give you comprehension of the word. The more you clean yourself up, the more we purify ourselves, the more he can pour into us. But the more we defile ourselves, this is why fasting is important. When we fast, man, we give our spirit a chance to pour out everything that is picking up consciously and subconsciously, family. You know what I mean? You can be in a whole, listen, you might be in another car at the light with your windows rolled up. I might have my music playing and you hear what I'm playing. Next thing you know, later on, you get home 4 hours later, you singing a song that I was playing in my truck because you took that in subconsciously. It's conversations that go on around you that you don't know. The people in the house next door, they might be drawing a pentagram on the ground. They might be trying to send spells your way. And you don't even know you under attack. So fasting is one of those things that even through the food, we had chemical warfare. Warfare through the clothing. They put stuff in our clothes. We know about the chemical trails in the sky. Listen, the radio waves, the Wi-Fi waves, Bluetooth waves, all these electronics, listen, that's creating and it's affecting our spiritual aura. You know what I mean? People are being turned into conductors. And the ultimate goal is to make us spiritual conductors for demons to inhabit and speak through and control. But the fasting is what gives us a chance to pour out everything that we done picked up consciously and subconsciously. So then the Most High can pour in new. And when you fast, you better know this. The Most High, when we do it right, sincerely, look, the Most High gonna reveal stuff to you. You'll be more sharper. So now when you fast and you read, it's like, hold up, that wasn't clear to me 2 months ago when I read that same verse. That wasn't clear to me when I read this book before, man, but I can understand what it's saying now. And then in fasting, because spirits need to eat, they have an appetite. Spirits leave you. And a lot of people don't want to believe. You think you immune from a demon jumping on you. I ain't saying demon possession. I'm saying a spirit using you. Through fasting, the spirits will leave you, man. You know what I'm saying? It open you up again for the Most High to help you to understand his word more. Isaiah 34:16 says, seek ye out of the book and, hold up. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. Yeah, man, it says, no one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded and his spirit it have gathered them. So it's a thing, it's a commandment for us, man. Look in his book, the book of the Most High, read. And the importance of that, let me share my screen. It's through reading, because through the reading, you end up gaining information and becoming knowledgeable and aware of prophecy. So the lack of reading is prophecies that unfold and people don't know. They don't understand. I don't know, man. And it'll hit the news. Let me get you one. Let me get y'all one of these prophecies, man. Let's go to Isaiah 41. Let's flip over to Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41. Let's see. Verse 18. Listen at this. Isaiah 41 verse 18 says, I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land springs of water. That won't mean nothing to somebody. All right, but if we reading, if the Most High block your perception and you perceive in his word, because through transgression, he will do that. Watch this. I'm finna share my screen. Look at this. Fair use. Fair use. Don't flag me, YouTube. Don't flag me or IG or Facebook. Check this out.
Where New York City faces an unprecedented climate disaster, reality now mirrors fiction as the Sahara Desert experiences a transformation that seems straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. In a stunning turn of events that has left scientists scrambling for answers, the Sahara Desert, Earth's largest hot desert, has experienced its first major flooding in half a century. This September,
Listen, Earth's largest desert has experienced its first flood. Hold on, let me go back. Let them say it again.
Experiences a transformation that seems straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. In a stunning turn of events that's left scientists scrambling for answers, the Sahara Desert, Earth's largest hot desert, has experienced its first major flooding in half a century.
First major flooding in half a century. What do you say after that?
This September, an unprecedented deluge transformed vast stretches of golden dunes into shimmering lakes in just 48 hours. Morocco to Algeria. Satellite images reveal an almost unrecognizable landscape, with water pooling in areas that haven't seen rainfall in decades. The scale of this transformation is unprecedented in modern history, with water bodies appearing in places that have been bone dry for generations. As climate patterns continue.
Listen, he said, watered and filled places that have been bone dry for generations. But what really, you know what I'm saying, hit me, it said in half a century this ain't happened in the largest hot desert on earth. Now check this out. Half a century is just a number to some people. But through reading, I understand, man, this is a sign from the Most High. Why? Because 50 years marks a jubilee. The Most High code, man. 50 years mark a jubilee, family. Then he said it happened in September, the 7th month. Okay, I might have people tuning in and you don't understand. Well, hold up, September is the 9th month. So the question I always pose to people is, how many sides does an octagon have? How many legs or tentacles does an octopus have? All right, so if you come up with the answer 8, then you got to ask yourself, well, what is the month of October? That word octo goes back to 8. So September, sept, goes back to 7. It's the 7th month. And then they said that none like that had happened. Said the drought had been going on for 40 years, which is also a biblical number. Rain 40 days and 40 nights. We was wandering in the wilderness for 40, for 40 years. You can find 40 all throughout the Bible, but that's through reading and studying. If we're not reading, we can't discern. You want another prophecy? Here go another one. Want another prophecy? Here go another one. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is Damascus. Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is Damascus. Look at it. That's Damascus, family. It didn't always look like that. This is Damascus. It's not even inhabitable. To try, you wouldn't know where to begin. You know what I mean? To try to even start fixing it up to make it a place to be inhabited. These folks living in straight ruins, man. But none of this would matter. None of this would matter to a person who don't understand the importance of reading. Isaiah 17:1. Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. It says, the burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. It said Damascus was going to be a ruinous heap. Now, to my understanding, if I recall, that happened like 11 years ago, which y'all just saw. That was like 11 years ago, family. But this was wrote, listen, I can't even tell you how long ago this was wrote. But this is a prophecy that was revealed to Isaiah about Damascus that we able to witness in our time. So people who are saying, well, you know what I mean? We don't need the Bible. We don't need to read. It's a whole lot that you ain't going to be able to discern for not reading. This is why that adage been put out, the Bible been tampered with. It's man-made. Don't, again, I'm going to keep yelling that part. They saying, listen, don't touch the Bible because a man made it. But then they want you to read these other man-made books. They want you to read their autobiography. Look, I just wrote this book. Hey, check this out. You want me to read your book, though? Ain't you a man? So what else happened? Through the lack of reading, as was put to for a believer, man, we understand that the sky's supposed to crack. We understand the second coming. We understand that the way this kingdom is being ran and in the earth itself, it's supposed to come to a screeching halt. So when the master returns, when Hamashiach, the Messiah, returns, what should we be looking for? Because the person who telling me is not necessary for me to read the Bible. When the sky cracking, I see, excuse me, this green man coming out the sky. This purple dude with this long pink and orange beard that go down to his feet. If I'm thinking that that's the Messiah, listen, I'm going to be fooled. But you're going to be deceived. That's the Antichrist. Because the book tells me what he looked like. But through the lack of reading, we believe that the Bible is about, it's this caucasoid. Through the lack of reading, we look at these shows that got supposed to have a depiction of the apostles and the 12 disciples and Christ and Moses and all them, and they look like complete Caucasians. Through the lack of reading, we believe that the Bible say the same, and it don't. The Bible tell us what he looked like. The Bible educates us about the visage of the prophets. But if we not reading, we just gonna go with what was said and not what was read, man. It's the importance of reading. Do I need to show anybody, you know what I'm saying, how he looked to give a depiction about the master? Do I need to? Do I need to show you something? Let me see. We got that one. Let me see. Let me see something else. Hold up. Let's see. Yeah, so the reading is super important. So much so I'm in Daniel 10, man. Daniel 10, let's see. Yes, indeed. I think that's what we need to do, a 3-week fast. I'm telling you, man. That's what I'm thinking we at, for real, for real. Because we in the last minutes of the last days, boy. Daniel 10, verse 1 says, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. In those days, Daniel was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth. Neither did I anoint myself at all till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. And in the 24th day of the first month, 24th, and in the 24th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, not blue, his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, which is a derivative of brown. But see, if you believe in what's said and not what's read, you one of them people believing that the Bible is the white man's book. It says, in the voice of his words, like the voice of a multitude. So how they show them on CBN and all these other little movies and shows. Hey, well, I must heal you. Come with me, my son. Yes, I will show you the path to righteousness. Talking like that. Man, you want to listen. The Bible don't say he got a voice of many waters. My voice ain't sounding nothing like it. And on that note, let's go to Exodus 20. Another point. Because the people will say, like somebody told me, well, what people be saying, God talked to him. Why he ain't never talked to me? He ain't never said nothing to me. But this the same one to be hollering about money talk. Talking about money talk though. Exodus 20, Michael, was not understood why. Why isn't the Most High speaking in these days as he did in those times? So to give you a little bit of the backstory of what's going on here, the Most High done already told Moses, man, prepare the people. We finna have a meeting. Make sure they sanctify themselves. I'm finna come speak to them. All right. He told him, look, man, make sure don't nobody touch this mountain. Don't come near this mountain. None of that. All right, so he come down. It say, well, let me get this. Let me see. Hold up. So we talk about Massa. There's another one. Jabal al-Laws. Go look that up. The mountaintop still burnt, even to this day. Say he descended on the mountain. He started giving the people the commandments, what we understand to be the 10 commandments. Through the lack of reading, there's a lot of people think that it's only 10 commandments. Through the lack of reading, people think them the only 10 that we supposed to keep. All right, so he get to giving them these 10 commandments. The Most High speaking in Exodus 20. Thou shalt not do this. Thou shalt not do that. Thou shalt not steal. All that, right? So we get down to verse 18. It says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. So this is something for you to highlight in your Bible. Put you a note next to it. The people said, Moses, bruh, you talk to us. We gonna listen to what you, just tell us what he said. This is the institution of when the Most High start. I'm finna really start just sending my word through people. I'm gonna read it again. It says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for the Most High has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye see not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where the Most High was. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings, and thy peace offerings, thy sheep and thine oxen, and all places where I record my name. I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. All right, so from here, let's go to Deuteronomy. And then I'll even explain why I'm jumping to these different books. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy chapter 18. Deuteronomy chapter 18, man. We trying to get understanding on this book. And then once we get through with this, you know what I'm saying, then we'll talk about Leviathan. Most High say the same. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15, fam, says, the Most High thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken. All right, so the Most High is telling Moses, I'm going to raise up a prophet from your people. It's not going to be a foreigner. It's going to be an Israelite, like Paisley. Like the other people who came out through the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan, the Arab slave trade, who've been scattered throughout the world. He going to be one of them, one of the rejected ones. He going to come from amongst y'all people. He said, of thy brethren, like unto me, he going to have that authority, the power, like the Most High, unto him ye shall listen. Verse 16, according to all that thou desirest of the Most High, thy power in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, here we go, let me not hear again the voice of the Most High, my power. Neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. That's how afraid our people was. They said, man, Moses, bro, we so shook. Just tell him, stop talking to us. You go up there and talk to him, tell us what he said, and we gonna do it. If I was to read more of the story. I said, but unless we die, tell him, just relate a message to you, and then we gonna do it as you tell us. You the mediator. Verse 17, and the Most High said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. So the Most High like, you know what, that's what's up. That's good. You know what, I'm glad they said, I'm going to do that. I ain't going to talk to them like that. I'm going to send my word through somebody to them. Verse 18, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. So he going to be like Moses, a deliverer. All the people going to him. It says, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. So this one we can read what Hamashiach say, man, I ain't speaking my own words. What I heard, I'm telling y'all. This is what the Father told me to tell y'all. Verse 19, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken or listen unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. So the Most High letting you know, everybody who's speaking in his name ain't coming in his name. There's something else we got on. So again, this the importance of reading the book to be able to discern. If we wasn't reading, right, how would we know that to practice witchcraft is evil? If we wasn't reading, how would we know that it's a such thing of clean and unclean things? If we wasn't reading. This is the importance of the Bible. This is why we need the book. So the plan and the trick of the devil is to make you feel like you don't need it. No, you need the book and his spirit. Yeah, you need them both. Let me see, is there something else I want from you? Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, let's go to John 7. St. John chapter 7. St. John chapter 7. St. John chapter 7. This is what we're going with. So the target audience is the believer, man. The believer who might be in limbo wondering, do I need to read? Yes, you do. You do. You care about your soul. You need to be able to know what the Most High said and what he didn't say. All right. So John 7 and 38. Let's see. He that believeth on me, as the scripture have said, not according to tradition, not according to what make you feel good, not according to what you think is right, not according to what the pastor said, if it ain't lining up with the scriptures. But it said, the one that believe on me, as the scripture have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So if we don't know, you ain't read the book to know that no, Christ does not have brown stringy hair and blue eyes, pale skin. you're going to end up believing that this shawl that they say they found is the actual picture and image of the one who is the son of the living power. You're going to believe a whole lot of things that ain't got nothing to do with what the Father actually said if you ain't reading. You're going to believe a bunch of things that people to say, listen, they will use the Bible to manipulate you. Remember the book of Eli? Listen, I know it's a movie, but it's a very heavy message in that movie. They want that Bible because he understood, man, there's so much power in this book, you can control people. And it ain't that the people being controlled just because it's a book made to control. It's because the others ain't got books to read. They can't read it for themselves. This is one of the major problems that was going on with the Pharisees. Them having access to the scrolls and stuff, but the common people not really having access. What else is important about reading? I can remember a time where I'm reading the Old Testament, right? I'm looking at how it's going, wars and the travels of these men, and we're talking about the voice of the Most High and these prophets, and it's killing and conniving and the kings and all these different things. But then I get to the New Testament, and it's like the whole atmosphere and nature of the New Testament is different from the Old Testament. And it's like, man, what happened to the people going to war and the kings and all this other action that was going on? Now it just seems like it's about talk. So the importance of that, brothers and sisters, is, where my Apocrypha at? I don't even think I brought it in here. So that's the importance of the Apocrypha. And through reading, this what happened. This when we come into the understanding of what John 10 say. Let me go here right quick. Let's go here. Let's see. John 10:22. It says, and it was at Jerusalem. Thank you. The water. It says, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. So many people will come across it and they have no idea, no clue, no understanding of what is this feast? What's the importance of this feast? This right here, this is the bridge between the two testaments. This is what's going to help you understand what went on. Not only is this so important that they removed these 14 books, but when you get to reading about Antiochus and Philip of Macedonia, and then you go search world history outside of the Bible, you come to find out, hold up, man. Hold up, bro. These folks talking about these certain rulers, man, that's written in the Bible. So this, which again, the lack of reading, being contended with voices who saying, man, listen, well, this stuff happened 250 billion years ago. Now you think that this stuff so long ago ain't got nothing to do with you. You think this stuff so long ago, it has no impact on who you are and your faith. But the whole time, bro, if you was able to study history a little more, you see the Maccabean revolt was real. You see Ptolemy was a real person operating in the earth who you can read about in the Bible. And then if you don't even read the Bible, he's recorded in history. The Seleucid Empire, which makes it that much more credible, that much more believable, that much more convicting, which would make a person understand the condition of the battle for your soul being on the line. So if all these things are recorded and they actually happen, then we got to know the things that the prophecies of future, they're going to take place too. But if we're not reading, we won't understand these things, family. We won't feel like these things got anything to do with us. But as I was saying, Apocrypha, that word right there means hidden things. It's a Greek word that means hidden things. What was hidden? Information was hidden from you. So what I was talking about, what happened, the Maccabean revolt, was this something that I found out that was super interesting to me in my study this week. This is probably about 2 nights ago. So you got Antiochus Epiphanes. The word Epiphanes, through his pride, he took on that name. Epiphanes meaning God manifest. He felt like he was a God. All right. Antiochus Epiphanes coming to Jerusalem, and he pretty much commanded that people be killed. We couldn't profess ourselves to be Jews. If we had scriptures and scrolls, the people coming in our house, these Grecians, if I'm not mistaken, they Edomites nonetheless, they coming in and burning our books and scrolls. He said, man, listen, you can't keep no Sabbaths and holy days. It was against the law to do it. Then even went further to this was the main thing that was important that stood out to me. We couldn't circumcise our children. So why was this so interesting? I had done a study and found out about gyms, the gymnasium, right? You know, where you go work out, go run, calisthenics, lifting weights and all that. I understood it started from the heathens. This is where it came from. So he had the gymnasium built. It's for the athletics. And I understood the portion where it said that in the original gyms, people would be in the gym completely nude, family. Now, I knew that part. But I didn't know the significance of that. The significance was everybody's nude like that. Because if you were keeping that commandment and you did get circumcised, then he was the authorities under Antiochus would be easily be able to tell that you was trying to keep them commandments. You understand? Because there was a commandment given by the Moses: circumcise your children on that 8th day, circumcise your males. So he wanted everybody naked to see who was circumcised and who wasn't circumcised. That was interesting to me. And how wicked is the mind of this guy. All right, but during this time, because of that, you had Mattathias. He rose up, killed the man who was finna sacrifice swine on the altar. Because we had our people joining, making affinity with the heathens, saying they conforming to that. Yeah, we're gonna abandon our laws and we're gonna do what y'all want to do. All this pagan worship, all this evil stuff, everything that's against the Most High. Yeah, we agree to it. So the people who agreed to that, it ended up being a revolt between Israelites who saying, "No, man, we're gonna die. We rather die keeping these commandments than lining up with what the system's saying." So through that, it became a revolt. It was wars. Towards the end of the war, one of the brothers ended up sending a letter to Rome, to the Romans, asking for the help and the assistance of the Romans. The Romans agreed. And through that agreement, that's what initiated the beginning of when these Romans was able to take rule over the Israelites, and we no longer had a king. We no longer had control of our own lands. Now we under the authority of these Gentiles, this Roman Empire. So now we can't go to war because we ain't got enough people together and we under somebody else's authority, which juxtaposed to times prior, we was already separated in our land and we could choose our king and go to war with whoever for our king, for our land or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this right here got that information that bridges the two testaments. This is why they had to remove it. This is why reading is important. Reading is important, family. Don't let nobody tell you it ain't. All right, let's go to St. John, though. Let me jump back. St. John 8. St. John chapter 8. St. John chapter 8. Yes, indeed. Excuse me. St. John chapter 8, verse 42. Says Hamashiach said unto them, if the Most High were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech, even because ye cannot hear my word? Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. So many Christians, modern day Christians, they ain't read that. So because they haven't read that, they believe everybody is a child of God. Everybody is a child of the Most High. This is what they believe. But if they read this and comprehended it, the master is telling us here, man, some of these folks is of their father, the devil. Satan got children too. It says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinced of me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? Verse 47. He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Let me say it again. He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of the Most High. Everybody ain't of the Most High. So when you get to talking scriptures and the book and what it say, because I'm reading this book, because I'm fasting and asking the Most High, perfect me and make me who you want me to be. Make me more of you and get rid of me altogether. When other people talk, I can hear his voice or the adversary's voice. But if you ain't locked in with the Most High, I can't read that like that. When other people talk, you might take what I'm saying as something of the devil. Because I'm telling you, hey, look, man, everybody ain't the child of the Most High. Oh, you got a devil on you. Now you operate like the Pharisees who called the Messiah a devil. Why? Because they didn't understand the scriptures. They didn't understand the scroll. They had a sense of pride, which if you don't know, the institution of the Pharisees came right after the Maccabean revolt. This is where they came in. The word Pharisee coming from parashah, which means separated ones. They said, man, we so clean and holy, we don't want to deal with nobody. We're going to have our own sect. We got our own section. We strictly by the book. We doing what it say in our oral law. That was the belief of the Pharisees. They felt that they were too holy to deal with anybody else. So if that's you, check your spirit. All right, but the word telling us that he that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of the Most High. All right. So within this, man, like, prayerfully, I covered enough about the importance of actually reading. You know what I mean? There's so many other points that we can hit about that. You know what I'm saying? But prayerfully, there's enough so far. All right. So something else that I talked about, or at least in the title, Prophecies and Leviathan. So what else I come across in my study? Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Second Esdras, look, read is slow. I'm telling you, read is slow. And when you read, if you feel like, hold up, I ain't get that, don't just read, because you know it's possible for us to read and we'll be reading, but we'll be thinking about some other stuff at the same time. So when you doing it, man, go back. Hold on, let me put my full focus on what I'm reading. Let me digest each word. Let me understand and respect my commas. Let me respect my colons, my semicolons. Let me respect my periods. Like let me respect my question mark. All that. It's a difference between reading and studying. All right, but 2nd Esdras 6. It's so much, you know what I'm saying? But Ezra was asking all the right questions, man. So many of the right questions. Him, along with Baruch, which we're going to go into 2nd Baruch for prophecy. to gauge and to know what we should be looking for and what we can see in this world today. But second Esdras 6, man, this was something that was interesting that I came across. Verse 38. Let's see. Yeah. I'll start with 38. It says, and I said, O Holy One, thou speakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and says thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. And then was the spirit, and darkness, and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. 41. Upon the second day thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commandedest it to part asunder, and to make a division betwixt the waters, that the one part might go up, and the other remain beneath. So we read that it's waters above the firmament and it's waters below. Which gives the, to kill it if anybody was having a question of like, well, this the infinite wisdom of the Most High. Is able to reign in the Sahara Desert, such a remote area like that, because it's a water table above everything, where water is above everything. Most High ain't got to do nothing but say, all right, I'm going to make the water fall right here. You know what I'm saying? So it don't have to be just because the climate of the area itself. The Most High got storehouses of water above the firmament. On verse 42, he says, upon the third day, thou didst command that the water should be gathered in the seventh part of the earth. 6 parts hast thou dried up and kept them, to the intent that of these, some being planted of the Most High and tilled might serve thee. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruit, and many and diverse pleasures for the taste, and flowers of unchangeable color, and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the third day. Upon the fourth day thou commandedest that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gavest them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. Upon the fifth day thou saidest unto the seventh part, where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes. And so it came to pass. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures. The one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan. One on me called Leviathan. So hold up. Check this out. Let me share my screen again before we go any further. Let's talk about Leviathan a little bit. Let's talk about Leviathan just a little bit.
All hands, hoist the colors high.
Now, I'm not saying that this is him. I'm not saying that this is Leviathan, which we're going to get some info on Leviathan. But what we seeing here, let's just say that is him. This look like a snout. There's possibly an eye, another eye. This is head.
Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Yo.
So I'm not saying that there's him. But if it is, we need to know what's going on. So here goes the interesting part of verse 50. It says, and he created on the 5th day he made Enoch and Leviathan, which that Enoch is Behemoth, Verse 50, it says, and this separate the one from the other. For the seventh part, namely, where the water was gathered together, might not hold them both, because these creatures, they so huge, both of them can be in the same. The Most High like, man, look, I'm gonna set you in the water, and I'm gonna put you on land. So Leviathan is in the water, and Behemoth is in the land somewhere. All right. Verse 51, unto Enoch thou gavest one part, which was dried up the third day, that he should dwell in the same part, wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely the moist, and has kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when. So when we reading, we looking for, how can I verify what I'm reading to be true? We talked about this last Shabbat. We want a witness. So I already read that before years ago, right? But I couldn't perceive it. The Most High didn't let me see that. But I read 2nd Baruch years ago too, and I'm reading it again, right? So I'm gonna bring it back to Leviathan, but I'm gonna take it. We're gonna start from the point where I was speaking about the things to look for in these latter times. Bow Arrow, Shalom. I don't know. David, I don't know about that one, bro. But I'm in 2nd Baruch, family. 2nd Baruch. 2nd Baruch, chapter 27. He said, and he answered and said unto me, into 12 parts is that time divided, and each one of them is reserved for that which is appointed for it. In the first part, there shall be the beginning of commotions. So these 12 parts, keep these in mind. Even if you need to stop it, write it down, replay the video, write down what's happening in each one of these 12 parts. In the first part, there shall be the beginning of commotions, black gold, Shalom up. It says, and in the second part, there shall be slayings of the great ones. And in the third part, the fall of many by death. And in the fourth part, the sending of the sword. And in the fifth part, famine and the withholding of rain. And in the sixth part, earthquakes and terrors, wanting. And in the eighth part, a multitude of specters and attacks of the Shadim. So when I read that, I didn't know what specters or the Shadim was. So let's look at it. Y'all study with me then. I'll take y'all the way I did it. I can tell you, but I'm gonna show y'all. So y'all can see with y'all own eyes too. Cause this telling us what's supposed to be going on. All right. So watch this. What's a specter? What's a specter? There you go, fam.
Sure.
A ghost. Something widely feared as a possible unpleasant or dangerous occurrence. So a ghost, a spirit. All right. Now, I don't know if they show me if this is what I used to find what a Shadim was, but Shadim is demons. Let's see. Let's see what pop up. Okay, so Wikipedia, Shadim Hebrew are spirits or demons. It's saying in the Tanakh in Jewish mythology. The Shadim, spirits or demons. So from what I'm reading here in 2nd Baruch, the 8th part said a multitude of spirits, ghosts, and attacks of the Shadim, evil spirit, attacks of the demons. And these demons is tied into another reason for fasting. But if we've been paying attention to things going on in the news that been going viral, one of the things that went viral here lately was about a woman on the subway, and this man goes over to a random man, and I don't know if he had matches or a lighter, but he light her clothes on fire, and she end up burning alive on the subway. YouTube, please don't flag me. Please don't flag me for saying that. I don't know if I can say that or not. But yeah, dude ended up, lighting a woman clothes, and then she pretty much was engulfed in flames, and she lost her life that day. Spirits operating on people. You know what I'm saying? Demons on people. Demons in people. Demons can shapeshift. You know what I'm saying? That might be a little bit too far out there for some of y'all, so I'm going to hold up on that one. But verse 13 says, and in the ninth part, the fall of fire. So can we say that was the meteors, or whatever they saying is fragments of ships that supposed that happen over Atlanta, happen over Memphis, happen over Arkansas? Is that the fall of fire? I don't know. It says, and in the 10th part, rapine and much oppression. The word rapine means the taking of somebody's possessions violently. That's going on. A lot of this happening. It says, and much oppression. It says, and in the 11th part, wickedness and unchastity. So unchastity, we're talking about how accessible and how much perversion is on the net. How much evil and wickedness goes on. Like, it's stuff that I can't even mention on here. Things that go on in public that shouldn't even, some of this stuff shouldn't even be going on in private. They doing it in public. Unchastity. It ain't the level of modesty, men and women, very much dwindled down. Like we're talking about the gymnasiums. They haven't reached that level. Some people do practice, you know what I'm saying, going in there being in complete nude. But the way that the people dress is very close to almost being there. Almost close to nothing. All right, it says, and in the 12th part, confusion from the mingling together of all those things aforesaid. So in the 12th part is a mixture of everything that we didn't read prior to this. It says, for these parts of that time are reserved and shall be mingled one with another and minister one to another. For some shall leave out some of their own and receive in its stead from others, and some complete their own and that of others, so that those may not understand who are upon the earth in those days, that this is the consummation of the times. So this, what he's saying there is, it might start with an earthquake, but end with attacks from demons. It might start with attacks from demons and end with the rapine. You know what I'm saying? It might start with this one thing and end with something else. All right, so we in chapter 28, verse 1, second Baruch says, nevertheless, whosoever understandeth shall then be wise. For the measure and reckoning of that time are 2 parts, a week of 7 weeks. And I answered and said, it is good for a man to come and behold, but it is better that he should not come lest he fall. But I will say this also, will he who is incorruptible despise those things which are corruptible? And whatever befalls in the case of those things which are corruptible, so that he might look only to those things which are not corruptible. But if, O Holy One, those things shall assuredly come to pass, which thou hast foretold to me, so do thou show this also unto me, if indeed I have found grace in thy sight. Is it in one place? So he finna ask him, is this stuff just gonna happen in one place? Or in one of the parts of the earth that those things are come to pass? Or will the whole earth experience them? So Baruch is asking, will it just happen in this area? Or just that one place? Or is it going to happen all over the earth? Chapter 29, verse 1 says, and he answered and said unto me, whatever will then befall will befall the whole earth. Therefore, all who live will experience them. So this gives credence and answer to why we hear about the earthquakes happening in Japan, just like we hear about them happening in the UK. We hear about the tornadoes going through Australia the same way we hear about them coming through the US. It's all over the earth. It says, for at that time I will protect only those who are found in those selfsame days in this land. And it shall come to pass when all is accomplished, that was to come to pass in those parts, that the Messiah shall then begin to be revealed. And Behemoth shall be revealed from his place, and Leviathan shall ascend from the sea. Those two great monsters which I created on the 5th day of creation. So many will read the pseudepigrapha and say, well, man, they saying that this book is not valid. It's not a dependable source for us to use because it don't line up with scriptures. Well, you have to find those parts. If you believe that, I'm looking here where it's saying in 2nd Esdras, he said he made Leviathan and Enoch 2 creatures on the 5th day. And here it is again in 2nd Baruch, he's saying he made 2 creatures on the 5th day. It says, and shall have kept until that time, and then they shall be for food for all that are left. They shall be for food for everybody that's left. So now I'm back at 2nd Esdras, and I'm going to go back to 2nd Baruch. But just to verify, he said he going to be for food. Let's see if 2nd Esdras say the same. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 52. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the 7th part, namely the moist, and has kept him to be devoured, of whom thou wilt and when. So it's saying the same thing. He gonna be for food. But I want to get this out. I want to get this out right here. The latter end of 2nd Baruch 29. And I think that's pretty much all I got for today, family. Like I said, there's so many different things going on. It's really hard to be it's a challenge rather to try to give y'all a title that pertain to one thing. It's so much stuff. 2nd Baruch 29 and 5, it says, the earth also shall yield its fruit 10,000-fold, and on each vine there shall be 1,000 branches. On each vine, 1,000 branches. Just imagine that. It says, and each branch shall produce 1,000 clusters. So each vine got 1,000 branches, and on each one of those 1,000 branches, 1,000 clusters, and each cluster produce 1,000 grapes. You're talking about abundance. It says, and each grape produce a core of wine, and those who have hungered shall rejoice. Moreover, also they shall behold marvels every day. For wind shall go forth from before me to bring every morning the fragrance of aromatic fruits. And at the close of the day, clouds distilling the dew of health. And it shall come to pass at that selfsame time that these are they who have come to the consummation of time. And that's what we endure for, man. That's why we want to endure to the end. We want to make it to that point. We want to witness those miracles and marvels, man. So in the meanwhile, of course, you're going to have the people, the contending spirits, those who subject to the Shadim, who subject to the specters, who subject to, you know what I mean, the fallen angels, the Nephilim. Yeah, they're going to say stuff to try to trick you out your faith. They're going to say stuff to make you feel like, you know what I mean, it's boring serving the Most High. Man, listen. They talking about it's going to be lit in hell. And yes, it is. It sure is. They think the kingdom going to be boring. It's a lot of people, bro. It's believers who feel like New Jerusalem going to be boring. You know what I'm saying? You got to be swindled by the enemy, bro, to believe that. You got to be one swindled, man. For real. Yep, so that's pretty much all I got, though, family, man. Be mindful. Your light shining. Everybody can't see your light, but demons see your light. You know what I'm saying? And these demons, they work strategically. They got ranks. They very intelligent and smart. They hunters. A demon ain't just out, listen, a devil, listen, witches, bro, warlocks. Like I done said this before, you got people thinking a witch or the warlock gonna come to you with the pointed hat, the green skin with the pimple on her nose. Bro, that witch gonna come to you sexy. She gonna be fine. He gonna be handsome. He gonna be, listen, he gonna have words. Listen, he might be the most cool, seem like the most humble person you could ever meet. Whole time, this man is an agent of darkness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened, if I'm not mistaken, Snow White. The witch transformed herself. Was that Snow White or Cinderella? The witch transformed herself from being an old hag to a young something. They put it in our face. This is how they move. So I'm saying that to say, we got to be on guard. They are intelligent. You know what I mean? But that's what the fasting and the praying, the guidance of the Holy Spirit come from. The blood of the Lamb come from. The chief of the Godhead, the Father lights, the Most High, being tapped and locked in with him. That's where our protection is. You know what I'm saying? So you got them, well, they are watching. They are stalking. You know what I'm saying? They are in the cut somewhere, you know what I mean, trying to work against you. But no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rise up against you in judgment will be condemned. You know what I'm saying? So as we keep that in mind, let us remember, bro, as this time is ticking, bro, we getting closer and closer, bro. Closer and closer. So yeah, we want to be shedding off more of the world as possible. That's what I'm saying. When the Most High stamp it, if y'all with it, I'm probably gonna post it in the community. But man, I'm gonna go for it. About a 3 week fast. A 3 week fast, bro. So we can tap in more with the fire, pour out more, get more of us out the way, so he can pour more of his Holy Spirit into us. Because we need it. You know what I'm saying? We need it for this war. You might, and keeping in mind too, there's something else. As we minister, even if there's just to reach out to a person and say, hey, shalom, shalom, peace and Most High bless you, bro. Most High bless you, cuz. Most High bless you, grandma, whoever. As we do that, we open this portal. And that portal is the opening, and once it's open, you can't dictate what goes or comes out. You know what I'm saying? You can't control it. And my point being is, if I decide to speak to this person, hey, how you doing, man? And they look at me and I open myself up for that. And so then now I might carry this like, damn, man, I should have never spoke to them folks, man. Now I'm feeling some kind of way. You see what I'm saying? But we have to understand that even anytime we choosing to interact with a person in any kind of flavor, bro, you opening a portal. So just be mindful and prepare yourself. If you're gonna open that portal, be prepared to, if you don't receive the same type of energy back in return. You know what I mean? So we got to be choosing carefully, discerning when it's the time to speak and be quiet. And I'm saying all that to say, because the more we minister, many of us will get to a point where you feel burnt out. I felt that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not careful, even now, just like to come live and speak with y'all, like, listen, there's some energy going out. There's a portal open. Trolls be all in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? I have to deal with that. So I'm saying for believers, keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So that you won't be or become burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Guard your spirit. Yes, indeed. So questions, comments, and concerns, man. That's all I got. That's all I got, family. If you missed it, man, we covered the what's that? Isaiah 17:1. Prophecy of Damascus being a heap. Isaiah 34 and 16. Excuse me. Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. Not just any book. So the importance of reading, which gives us an upper hand to discern these different voices. Who's speaking, who's talking. You know what I'm saying? What vessel is being used by who? We covered prophecy just recently about what's coming in Second Baruch, the 12 parts. What's going to be going on in the whole earth. And we covered Leviathan. Okay, now there's something I didn't cover. Some of y'all don't know about this part. Some of y'all don't know about the description of Leviathan. Job 41. Job 41, man. It's before Psalms. Yep, but we stand as an ensign, man. Our presence is a declaration that against those who may choose darkness and wickedness, that hey, hold up, bro. So-and-so was able to choose the Most High and walk with him, young and old. So what's your excuse? That ain't gonna have now. Being used by the Most High in ways you don't even know he using you. Just your presence alone is him using you. Zion daughter, I will not think that there was something wicked. She said she get the community post late. Which I don't know, family. Well, I guess I do. AI is one of the components YouTube uses to filter the videos, the messages, and everything that, you know, anybody doing on the channel. And so through that, you get flagged. A lot of people have been unsubscribed from the channel. I didn't do that. You get unsubscribed from the channel, so you have to resubscribe. You won't get no notifications. And like, I don't, there's something I don't got no control of. So go on, y'all check it out for yourselves. Click on that bell. Hit the drop down tab, that little arrow next to the bell, and click on all. That way you can get all the notifications. So unsubscribe, like hit the subscribe button to unsubscribe, then subscribe again. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll get you back in where you need to be. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yo, but we in Job 41. Job 41, talking about Leviathan. Job chapter 41, Leviathan. Then, yeah, that's all I got for tonight. So, backstory, what's going on? Job, he didn't play this case. You know, I done did this, did that. You know what I'm saying? The Most High answered him out the whirlwind. Like, hold on, bro. I heard you patting yourself on the back about everything, and y'all okay, but where was you? You know what I'm saying? When I weighed the wind, and do you know where the storehouses of the snow is? Do you know what I'm saying, how much the waters weigh? Do you know how I carved out where the water is? You don't know none of that, bro. So be quiet, be humble. I gotta kill that pride in you. Yeah, you perfect. You perfect in it, but you got some pride in you, boy, and I gotta humble you. That's a part of the story of Job that many people miss. They talk about, well, yeah, he was blessed with double. He went through all that and suffered. And yeah, but you got to read the book and the story and see what else. Job had to confess and say, I am vile. He had to say that out his mouth. He had to realize, man, I'm vile, man. Father, forgive me. I ain't got nothing else to say. He had to cover his mouth like, man. Most out like, nah, man, gird yourself up and answer me like a man, man. Nah, you saying you done did all this. Listen, bro, answer this then. Had to get him straight. Job 41. So this is some more of that, what he was telling Job. Say, canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with the cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? So if y'all seen the video, imagine now if there's him, you see how big his head is. Then you look at that in comparison and ratio to the earth itself. How big is the creature Leviathan? And he asking Job, bro, can you treat Leviathan like a pet, bro? This is what he asked him, verse 5. No, 4. It says, will he make a covenant with thee? Without take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thy hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? So I'm trying not to spoil this thing, man, but the sight of Leviathan, if a person see him for real, boy, you gonna have a situation in your undergarments. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna have a real one. Let me see. It said, at the sight of him, people cast down. Verse 10. None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who have prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. This is what the Father saying. All praise to the Most High. That's who get the glory. Verse 12 says, I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Now the Most High finna tell us, describe to us how Leviathan is. It says, who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle or bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Man got super sharp teeth. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. So the scales on them, the main scale so close, air can't even penetrate the scales, bro. Listen, man. And these folks want to tell me the Most High ain't real and they want to contend with him? How? Verse 17. They are joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered. You can't cut them in half. You can't cut them. By his neesings or his sneezes, it says a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. So it's talking about, listen, you talking about a fire-breathing dragon. This right here ringing a bell for some of y'all as we reading this, though. I'm just trying not to give it away. In verse 20, it said, out of his nostrils goes smoke, as out of a seething pot or caldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. So just by him breathing, how we need to put charcoal starter and fluid and go get the match and lighter and throw it on the charcoals for the barbecue grill to get it going. No, by him just breathing on them, just gonna kindle. Leviathan, some series, he breathing fire. I'm trying to tell you now. This the book. Let me see. Verse 22, in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone. Yeah, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. So this dude here, he know, like he know he can't be messed with. It said, when he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. So when they see him, I'm talking about, listen, these nihilists and atheists at that point in time, if the Most High command Leviathan, hey, come on, man. Leviathan, come on, pay a visit. Man, these folk gonna be pure. They gonna be calling on somebody. Oh God, Lord, help. Folk ain't never tried to mention the word of the Most High ever. But when they see him, when they see Leviathan, Man, them folk gonna purify, them folk gonna be repentant. They gonna feel that the fear gonna hit them and shake them. It said, men purify themselves then. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. So your rockets, your missiles, your swords, your knife, you know what I'm saying? No iron is going to be equal to throwing a piece of hay at him. It's going to be of none effect. The arrow could not make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. He is not worried or moved. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. So this dude, he got heat in him, but here go one of my favorite parts. It said, he maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Hoary is white. So what it's telling, when he move, the man moves so fast. Look, you know how you see a missile take off? And it had them bubbles behind it. That streak of bubbles. That's what it's telling. Dude moves so fast. He that big. He ain't big and slow. The man big and move real fast. This is what it's telling us. He maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon earth there is not his like, who is made without fear. He holdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. So this dude here, he a king over all the children because he know. He know he's something serious. He know what the Most High put him in. Yeah. Godzilla comes to mind. This is where they get the idea of Godzilla from, man. This is where they get the idea of Godzilla from. Yeah, so that's the same Leviathan, family. That's the same Leviathan that the Most High saying we're going to take part and have a feast on them. TIB, the invisible brother, I appreciate that. I appreciate that blessing, man. Yo, that's all I got, though, family. Question, comments, or concern, man. Questions, comments, or concern. My Most High, Kayart Production, Most High willing, man. Most High willing. We meet in the flesh one day. My peace and blessings from my way to Albany, Georgia, to you, Cal. Pop, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you too, Pop. Shalom. He said when you spoke about the workout, was that Olympian also today, the Olympics? Yup, the Olympics ties into that too. Because the gymnasium was made for the athletes, and initially it's like they athletes or athletic getting their bodies together to take part in those Olympic games. You know what I'm saying? So now it's a slighter spin on it, but just like what happened earlier in the year for the Olympics, we saw the mockery through the drag queens or the drag kings or the Last Supper. You know what I'm saying? Tying that spirituality to it and the perverseness of it. But yeah, the gymnasium is directly attached with sports and athleticism. In high school, your football players, your basketball players, they going to, work out, train and all that. They gonna be hitting them weights. They gonna be running. They'll be doing a lot of that. Same stuff that take place in the gym. Yes, indeed. Let's see. All praises. All praise to higher, man. I don't know, sis. Sister Zion, daughter of Bunyamia. I don't know. Yeah, they that's a part of the reason why we do need our own platform, man, as a people, which would be super dope. Yes, indeed, it's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Hey, now Shemaiah, now there's facts. How they depict Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla, he ain't big enough. You know what I'm saying? But how the scriptures put it, listen, he way bigger, you know what I'm saying? He way bigger than Godzilla. They tried. They tried though. It's a good visual to give people an idea. Bro, peace and blessing to you. Yes, indeed. I appreciate that, man. Hey, peace and blessing to you as well, bro. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's a blessing to always, you know what I'm saying, be able to link in with the saints, man. It's always a blessing. Yes, indeed. Them Edomites converted during that Maccabees time, which is how, if you ever heard about Herod being a Jew by religion. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. If you came in late, catch the replay. Let's see. Well, that's all I see over IG. Facebook, if y'all saying anything, I can't see what y'all saying. I'm sorry. Black Gold said, "Do you feel Leviathan is a rule of the marine world? In my studies, I noticed the scripture seems to indicate an intelligence and great power. I definitely would say he a ruler of the marine world. He said in the last verse there, she said he the king over all the children of pride. You know what I'm saying? So, and so much so, the Most High got him preserved. He got him preserved for the last of time to bring them out. Like, so huge. I don't know if you caught that part out. But from second Edges 6 and 52, and the three verses above that, like 47 down, when he made him on the fifth day, said he's so big, he made him in Behemoth, but both of them so big, he couldn't even leave both of them together. He had to separate them. Usually the big guy is in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? So he being that huge, he the biggest thing, can't nothing contend with him. Definitely a ruler of that marine world. Sis Kiara, man, but I can thought to you as well. But I can thought you as well. Bless you as well. Yup. Bless all y'all, but I can thought you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got, family. I don't see no questions or comments, man. Look, Most High be with y'all. Pray that it was edifying. And again, just stay, yes, indeed, stay girded. Let us strive for the master of the kingdom by being mindful to spend more time supping with the Most High, man. Really read. I know we be having them feeling like, man, I don't feel like read. No, go ahead, fight that, fight through that. Go ahead, read, bro. Go ahead, read that. So don't just let somebody read to you all the time. Read that for yourself. Read that. Or if you know what I mean, I would say get somebody to read with you, but I don't even want to say that because it'll be a time where you can't read with somebody. Read it for yourself. Everything gonna come back to the individual. It's going to be contingent upon us as individuals. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Kiara. Appreciate that. All praise to the Most High. May that you sown to the ministry be multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over in every category of your life. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed. All right, family. So, y'all be safe until the Most High grant us yet again another hour to get it in. Shalom, shalom. I love y'all.